Well, Sony's gearing up for the holiday season with a whole bunch of new games out this Christmas time. And joining us with a preview of one of PlayStation 3's popular games is Bryan Allgeier, who's the creative director, or a creative director at Insomniac Games. He's one of the minds behind Ratchet&Clank Future, A Crack in Time. Bryan, thanks for coming in.
Well, it's great to be here.
All right, so we're going to play this game.
That's right.
It is the third in the latest trilogy of the Ratchet&Clank series. So why don't you tell us about it?
Sure. In the previous game, Clank was abducted by this mysterious race of aliens called the Zoni, and Clank is the robot, and his friend Ratchet, who's a furry alien, is on the search to find him. And so what we're going to see here is Clank located at this mysterious place called the Great Clock, which is at the very center of the universe.
The very center of the universe. And so our objective as Ratchet is to find Clank.
That's correct. And you get to play as both Ratchet and Clank. So the game bounces back and forth between Ratchet's perspective on his journey to find Clank, and then Clank's perspective trapped at this place called the Great Clock.
And you guys have created something special here because it's called A Crack in Time because you can actually travel through time.
That's right. One of the main features of the game is about time gameplay. Ratchet can both go back through time, and also Clank can manipulate time. And so we're going to show you some cool new ways Ratchet can create multiple selves to control time.
All right, let's do it. Let's play Ratchet&Clank Future, A Crack in Time.
All right. So here we go.
All right.
All right, so here's Clank located at the Great Clock. There's a little robot in front of him named Sigmund, who's going to help show him his way through. This game has often been compared to CG animated movies. A lot of people liken it to...
Wow, what a world.
Yeah, like a Pixar film, and it really feels like you're in it. This is Insomniac's fourth game on the PlayStation 3. Actually, technically, it's the fifth game on the PlayStation 3.
Okay.
And it has all new technology. There's some new shadows that can be cast. We've got some new lighting that really brings these worlds to life. And Clank's got some new moves.
He's got a helicopter, little beanie there.
That's right, yeah, allows him to do these triple jumps.
All right.
And here he's going to go to the first location where he gets to create multiple selves. And Sigmund here is going to open the door for Clank.
Nice.
So Sigmund will actually walk you through how to do the time puzzle, but I'm going to show you myself.
Okay.
Clank gets to stand on these buttons, and he can then record his actions. So here I'm jumping around, I'm punching,
right,
and then I can stand on this button and open this door.
Okay.
When I end the recording, I can start a new recording, and as you can see, Clank is playing back all the cool things that I was just doing.
It's like an out-of-body experience for Clank here.
That's right. So then he can open the door for himself.
Okay.
So then, you know, these puzzles, of course, get a little bit trickier, and you have to do multiple recordings. And so here, Sigmund's going to try to show me how to do it.
So basically what you're doing is you're kind of replicating yourself. You're creating several different versions of you that can accomplish multiple tasks at the same time.
That's correct. And the puzzles get a bit trickier for each one, and you can have up to 5 Clanks all running around, or 5 recordings of Clank running around. So here I can preview where these different Clanks have gone. And so what I want to do is re-record this first Clank so he can open the door for himself.
Okay.
As he runs in, and then Clank can then run out this exit here. So that's an example of some of the time gameplay, and there's a lot more stuff to do in the Great Clock levels as well. Clank has a special staff that he can use to create these time bubbles that slow things down inside of them.
Whoa.
And he also can fight some intense boss fights.
All right. Is there multiplayer capacity here?
No, there isn't, but people still can compete online that we're tracking stats. So everything that you do in the game is being tracked, and you can compare them on leaderboards with your friends.
Very neat. So tell us more about some of the CGI capabilities of this game and what it went through, what you guys went through to design it.
Well, the game runs at 60 frames per second, so it's like lightning fast. Everything's very crisp and sharp. It's, of course, in HD.
Just to give everybody a reference point, 60 frames per second would be something like double what you'd see on television. Television's 30 frames per second, so this is twice as dynamic as your typical television show.
That's right. I mean, it makes the game so much crisper and richer as you play. The feedback is immediate. The other great thing is this is a Blu-ray disc, so there's a lot more space for movies. We have a lot more room for textures and details in these worlds, so they really come to life with all the power of the Blu-ray.
What's next for you guys at Insomniac Games and some of your competitors? Where's this going?
Well, you know, it's just been a fantastic series for us. This is Insomniac Games' 7th Ratchet&Clank game, and so we just see that there's a very promising future. But yeah, it's like, you know, the great thing about it is that we can do time gameplay, we can do anything in this universe, and there's no limit.
All right. By the end of the game, does Ratchet actually find Clank, or Clank find Ratchet? How does that work?
Well, I can't quite reveal that. Yeah, but there's the possibility that they may split up for good.
Really?
But people have to play to find out.
Well, I don't want to give it away. It'd be devastating that they've been together for how many years have they been together?
Yeah, well, it's been actually 7 years now.
Wow. All right. Well, we'll be sure to watch. This is Ratchet and Clank Future, A Crank in Time, in stores now?
It'll be in stores October 27th.
Okay, and what's the retail price?
It's $59.99.
Okay, not bad. All right, Bryan Allgeier is a creative director at Insomniac Games, the minds behind the Ratchet and Clank series. Thanks so much for coming in and joining us.
It's great to be here, Steve.